sound of Adwela and the Uprising. With a sound so unique, they say it's an explosive, unforgettable experience that enlightens and awakens. They're here today on The Sound. Hi everyone, I'm Britt Waters and welcome to The Sound. Here with me on stage today is Adwela and the Uprising. Adwela's been writing raps and songs since age 13 and he's blossomed into one of the locally acclaimed best artists in the area by the time he started high school. That's a big deal.
I guess well.
That's a lot to be proud of.
More so the people that are around me, honestly. It's only so far you can achieve and so much you can do by yourself. It's just a testament to the people around me. You know? So
Awesome.
We
Let's
give thanks
get
for
to
the
know
team
this
effort. Yeah.
team around you. It seems like you picked someone up from just anywhere. Can you introduce them?
I like the way that sounds. We look like a ragtag bunch, but the sound kind of meshes accordingly. You know what I mean? But this gentleman here, this is Savannah Brown, all the way from Monterey, Jamaica.
Okay.
I know they can speak for themselves if they want, but this is
Drummy.
Rohan.
Eric.
And what's the first song you have for us?
We're gonna play an opening rhythm. It's called Roll Call. It's a sort of call to when we start playing. It's a sort of get your mind right for
The warm-up.
for the vibes. Yeah.
All right.
Not really. It's the time to get serious thing. You know.
Okay. Focus in, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready to be focused.
Cool.
Take it away.
Temple now, and let all Jah heard keep silence before him. Jah in the highest is a spiritual. I know he is a spiritual, and they who worship him, they must worship him in spirit and in truth. Jah is in his holy temple now. And let all Jah heard keep silence before him. Jah in the highest is a spiritual. I know he is a spiritual. And they who worship him, they must worship him in spirit and in truth. So let the words of thy mouth and all meditation of thy heart always be acceptable in thy sight. I say, Jah, my Redeemer. So let the words of thy mouth and all meditation of thy heart always be acceptable in thy sight. I say, Jah, my Redeemer. All my people, this are roll call. A roll call, all my people, this a roll call. Where I say, where I say, where high. Jah is in his holy temple now. Let all of Jah heard keep silence before him. See, Jah in the highest is a spiritual. I know he is a spiritual, and they who worship him, they must worship him in spirit and in truth. Jah is in his holy temple now. Let all of Jah heard keep silence before him. See, Jaja in the highest is our spiritual. I know he is our spiritual, and they who worship him, they must worship him in spirit and in truth. So let the words of thy mouth and all meditation of thy heart always be acceptable in thy sight. I said, Jaja, my Redeemer. So let the words of thy mouth and all meditation of thy heart always be acceptable in thy sight. I said, Jaja, my Redeemer. All my people, this are roll call. A roll call. A roll call. My people, this are roll call. I say way high. Hey, high.
Awesome. When we come back, Adwela Dawes and the Uprising. Stick around for the sound. Welcome back to The Sound. I'm Britt Waters and our guest Adwela and the Uprising. That was an amazing song. I like it.
Peace. Thank you. Give thanks.
It's already stuck in my head. So when did you realize that music was for you?
When football wasn't. That was another chapter in my life, and I was into professional sports for a while. Played collegiately, played in the indoor leagues for a while.
Awesome.
Coached in the indoor leagues for a while, and
That's pretty good. You said when football wasn't for you, but then you list these accolades of great football moments.
I mean, just things that honestly, it was just I put more into the game than the game gave back to me.
Okay.
And I just found myself, at I don't know, crossroads, and music just came along at the right time. I've always done music. I've always written, how I felt and how I expressed myself, and in college playing around, I was a production minor, and we had a little group down in Danville, and we used to just record in the basement and stuff. It was the cliche beginning to just about everything, and any kind of youth of African descent in America anyway. The background in the church, of course, singing and took courses in elective in high school. That's I don't have a ton of musical training. Like I said, again, the band is basically the testament to where we've been and the heights we've been able to achieve. It's been the great musicians and the people that I have around me, and not just from the music side, management and everything else, and the people who help us, the whole team. It's a 9-person team that basically travels with us. So it's been the same premise and principles I've taken from playing and coaching football and being in competitive sports most of my life that I've taken transition, I guess, and the same principles have worked out so far, and it's helped us, achieve the success we have.
Teamwork, you're used to being on a team.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. So is music more rewarding? Do you get as much as you put in?
I didn't have the same passion when I first started, but I've grown to love this immensely, and I can safely say more now. I can. Like I said, it's been the work ratio to reward ratio has been triple what it was football-wise, but that's the thing. It takes someone with a special kind of mental fortitude to play the type of game, because there's so much you give just for an opportunity to get something back. You're not guaranteed anything back.
Yeah.
You can still go out there and you can work your tail off. You can lift, run, do whatever else, practice your tail off, and still go out there and lose the game on game day. So here, same way musically, but it's the same struggle. It's just the opponents are different, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's a bunch of different variables that can jump up against you, and we've had definitely our traps and snares, but we've been able to stay together, and the spiritual aspect of us playing spiritual music has enabled us to, galvanize and stay the course, if you will.
So you still use it as kind of like a counseling technique, or is music kind of work now?
Music is work. Music is work, but I don't want to call it work, because they say if you find something you love and you do it, you never work a day in your life. So
that's true.
I don't feel like it is work. I feel like it's more of a spiritual calling, if you will. For us, and like I said, now that we've had our growing pains and members have come in and come out, we have a solidified lineup now, and I think we're all on the same accord as far as the message and the seriousness of what we're undertaking. So. And
how'd you put together this dream team?
I didn't put it together.
Okay.
It wasn't me. It was the forces that be and fate and people who were of like mind to just come around. I really feel like I said, as a spiritual calling, something just told me to go one day, and I hate to sound like a heretic or someone who's crazy, but
you don't sound crazy, because it's working.
There's nobody who, they say there's no one of sane mind who's ever changed the world, so we have a bigger undertaking and a bigger goal So, like I said, just by being steadfast in the mission that I believe I was called on, and just going forward, we've had the correct people that I'm supposed to be around just come and be a part of this. I was in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Now, if you know anything about the history of that area, that's in the background of Civil War country. That's where they shot roots at. Especially in this time, it's a very trying place. For me to find the first member that I have of this lineup that I have here, basically the rhythm guitarist, LJ, a Filipino guy that plays rhythm guitar and loves reggae in my backyard, and then to find a keyboard player born and raised in Jamaica of all places. And I knew it's what I needed right there, and just happens to come aboard by chance, by knowing another brother through another brother, and it's stuck on since then. And it's been that, I guess, us crossing paths, and now granted, it's been, we're family, so when family, you have your ups and downs that families do. You go through your pitfalls, and there's times where it's not so nice, and there's times where it's all love, but it's all love at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So like I take it all with a grain of salt. Now I'm also thankful that I don't have a bunch of yes men. There's no man that will submit to the other in this. We're all equals in this, and there's no really a overseer or boss man here as much as it is. Hey, the mission is what it is, and I'm the one who it speaks through. So sometimes I just have to.
And it shows in your performance, because I was looking at you saying that I was looking all over, because everyone is so unique. Now, what would you say to someone who's trying to make the strides you've made in reggae? Like, because you keep talking about your ups and downs. Someone who's kind of down, is it difficult to get on in DC?
It's difficult to get on anywhere.
Okay.
if you're no good, you don't catch on. So, apparently that's what the public has said. I'm never going to be the one to go out there and say, oh, yeah, we're the greatest, we're this and that. We definitely want to take our place and stake our claim, of course, because we have done the works and we're deserving of a place. I mean, that's all we really wanted. But my main message, I guess, to anyone else looking to get started with anything else, is just perseverance. You're going to have pitfalls, you're going to have ups and downs, you're going to have days. I've had many days where I'm just like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, I'll go back to coaching tomorrow.
I go be a stripper.
I can go coach tomorrow. I can always get back and do whatever else. And like I said, I know that they've all have fields that they were in beforehand as well that they can always go back to. But we've chosen to make that sacrifice, and also, I guess for the greater good of it's not. It's never about me. It tends to, the business itself tends to make it about me, but it's not about me.
But because you have all of them inside that make you who you
are.
Of
course, and like I said, we have, as long as we know internally and as a family, we know what we're undertaking, know what we're about to do. It's rewarding enough, but I just want to, I go out there and make sure that it's said, and we take our stance that it is not just a one-person entity. It is a whole. It's a family thing, and we, as one, is the only way we're able to do what we're able to do.
So how did your family react? Were they supportive?
My family's always been supportive. That's been my root in this music. What introduced me to this music. My mother was a dancer in the African Dance Company, and also used to promote bands on the reggae scene. Right when I was born, about '83, like right after Bob died and stuff. So that's when reggae was like really at its height. When famous musicians pass away, unfortunately, that's when they get to the height of their stardom. So that's when reggae was really, hip. And my mother was very instrumental in helping bring acts and managing acts in Virginia and help. And
seems like you were destined for this, to be honest with you.
I mean,
I'm kind of glad football didn't work out. No shame. I'm kind of glad that you're doing this.
Yeah. So I mean, it certainly seems that way. Like I said, it seems like a script, and it's almost an unbelievable story. So when I tell it, it's but my father's born and raised in Jamaica, so I have the birthright, and also I have the root here in stateside. So it allows me, to travel freely and also have roots in both places, and to be legitimate and not looked over as someone who's an imposter as well. And obviously with having people born and raised in Jamaica in the band, we have an authentic sound, and everyone, it's I don't know, just.
People can spot the fakes, and they can spot the chemistry. And you guys definitely have the chemistry. I even saw you guys praying before performance, and I felt like I was part of the family before you guys started performing.
Well, that's something we've always. I've done that from like Little League, and my grandfather and grandmother. My grandfather recently just passed away a couple months ago, but he is definitely a part of me that lives with me, forever. And that's the basis of my spirituality. I grew up in the Baptist church. Since then, my beliefs have kind of shifted a bit, but the spirituality and the basis still stayed there. I come from a long line of praying men, and always have prayed, always will pray, and that's been my solace to where, when I feel like, I can't take it anymore, I just give it away to the Most High and see what He'll do with it. So
prayer is working for you, because I feel the good energy, and we want to get right back into the music, because it put me in a good zone. Is that okay?
Cool, of course.
When we come back, it's time to turn up the sound once again with Adwela and the Uprising. Stick around for the sound. Welcome back to The Sound. Britt Waters here once again with Adwela in the Uprising. Why is it called The Uprising?
Really, that's my favorite Bob album, and I was born in this was born in a talent show, and the newspaper reporter came up, and I forgot to name the band, and that was just the first thing that came to my mind. I promise you.
You forgot.
I wish there was some mystical meaning to this, but
now you'll never forget.
It fits though, you know what I mean? What we're trying to do, because like I said, any kind of big movement starts from any kind of revolution comes from a small uprising. So that's the premise of what we do with message music and militant music.
Okay. Now they all these elaborate instruments. What is this?
This is called a melodica.
A melodica.
Yeah.
Are you the only one that has a melodica? Because
No,
I've never seen one.
there's tons of people that play it. Ian Young, a bunch of other people play this instrument. So yeah.
So you guys aren't going to switch off in between?
No.
All right. What's the next song you have for us?
We're going to play a tune that that actually came up when we first started, called "Shackles and Bondage," and we wrote this about the Africans' plight in America, so in the Western Hemisphere, that is. So yeah.
Interesting. I would love to hear it.
Cool.
Take it away.
Here we go.
See, all man have a struggle, a different kind of pain. We live up under one sun, but not our future reign. See, Babylon expansion for 100 years a slave. Land of the free, but all of us walk in chains. We in shackles and bondage. We living in this world, yeah, shackles and bondage. When no man here is free, yeah, shackles and bondage. Living in a bondage. You see, we working for the man, a liquor check and liquor pension. Forever indebted, them things they do not mention. I will not conform. From my first breath I'm free. Open up your eyes, children, things are not as they seem. We in shackles and bondage. We living in this world, yeah, shackles and bondage. When no man here is free, yeah, shackles and bondage. We living in a bondage. I'm not living in a world, shackles and bondage. I'm living in a world. See, every day I'm living in this world. I'm not living in this world, shackles and bondage. I are living in a shackles and bondage. They told me cut my dreadlocks off. Family them stop call. I only eat the honey bun and noodles with the hot sauce. Say tuna, fish and pasta. You watch back man after. We try to break with spirit. Do not can't tame my rasta. Them petty case them build up. Why investigation? Why hearing after interview so they can make a mockery of justice. For false accusation. Them livelihood them take away. And then they try to judge a man because they feed him picnic. And so we have to hustle. And then they drive the cage up like animals once again and throw away the key. Yeah. You see, we living in this world of shackles and bondage. Every day we living in our shackles and bondage. Watch this though. See, I just want to be free, free. See, I just want to be free, free. See, I just want to be free, free. See, every day I mean free, free. They say we living in the shackles and bondage. Say I are living in the shackles and bondage. That all man have a struggle, a different kind of pain. We live up under one sun, but not our future reign. See Babylon expansion for 100 years a slave. See land of the free, but all of us walk in chains. We in shackles and living this world, yeah, shackles and bondage. When no man here is really, really free in shackles and bondage. We're living in this bondage. And man are living in this world. See, every day we living in this world. And man are living in this world. Every day I'm living in this world. Shackles and bondage. See, every day I'm living in the shackles and bondage. Watch this. But I just want to be free, free. I just want to be free, free. And I just want to be free, free. Every day I mean free, free. Instead I'm living in the shackles and bondage. Yes, my people. Yes.
Thanks to Adwela and the Uprising, and to all of you watching. I'm Britt Waters. We'll see you back here on the next edition of The Sound.